Hey up, Murder Questers. This is a Murder Burger Gaming VR special where I'm just going to be going over some of the stuff I've been doing on the Oculus Quest 2 since before Christmas and mainly over January, February. Going to be looking at virtual desktop, going to be looking at big screen, poker and Wonder. So let's kick off with Wonder. So Wanda is actually a variation on Google Earth. If you're familiar with Google Earth and Google Street View, this is where you can do it inside the Quest headset, um, and you can do it natively on the Quest, which means you don't have to plug it into any laptop or anything. You just buy the app for about $7.99, and you can literally walk the streets in VR. This little menu you can see in front of you, sort of behind the Wanda logo there, sort of brings me into Street View, um, and then you can just pop it up whenever you like, save your favourite places, walk the streets. Here I am in Las Vegas, just having a little look around Las Vegas. Looks like the Trafford Centre, doesn't it? But basically, any memory you have, you can just transport yourself there, stand there, and look around a still image of that in 360 degrees. This really doesn't do it justice. I can't tell you how great it feels to just wander around your old estate when you're a kid, or just learn a new area, or if you're thinking of going on holiday, I can see people maybe taking the headset with them, going into the maps and just sniffing out the area, getting to see where the shops are, clubs are, and just having a little wander, no pun intended, uh, around the area just to get familiar before you actually do go out there. So you sat there with a friend or relative or girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever you've got. You can also just sort of talk them through all your little memories from your life. They can sit and watch this on a TV. So they're seeing a flat version of it, and you're stood there in VR. Um, it's actually not as good as Google Earth itself, which you can actually run from a fairly basic laptop into the headset via link, which I'm going to go over later. But yeah, Wanda, been spending a lot of time in there, learning local areas and just revisiting my holidays. So that was pretty amazing. Right, moving on. Pokerstars VR, everybody. Pokerstars is somewhere where me and my mate Dom have spent quite a lot of time. This was me on Christmas morning, sort of going into the lobby. There was actually free presents in there because there are wearables and there is free money. In Pokerstars VR, which is a free-to-play game, you just basically get a spin every 8 hours. You can get from like a grand to 250 grand free chips to play with. And you just sort of go onto tables. There are all these different versions of the tables, and you play with people from all over the world. You see their avatar, and they see yours. Well, Christmas morning here, got a grand there, 10 grand's worth of chips. Nice little Christmas hat to wear. Um, and yeah, I think the appeal of this is it's a social thing. You're talking to each other live. You do get some absolute melts in there. But at the same time, you meet some pretty cool people, and you can just sort of be playing poker, smoking cigars, and just you get addicted to gambling and playing. But it's just fake money. You can do things in the game with real money, but they're very cheap. And to be fair, I don't think you'd be tempted to spend too much in there. This was Christmas morning. Obviously, they decked the place out, and we was having snowball fights and things. Uh, let's go into the game. A bit of footage here from me and the Warpig.
I haven't won a hand since I got here. Not one.
Fold. Player folds.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, nice.
Oh, it's his.
Very good. Thanks, man.
So this is actually a very good place to learn to play poker as well. I couldn't play poker up until getting introduced to this. The table does a lot of the thinking for you. It tells you when it's your turn. It sort of tells you what hands. But I'm not going to go into too much detail because I'm going to do a separate video on Pokerstars VR. And it's certainly a place that we spend a lot of our time. Yeah, I'll just go into that in more detail on the next video. So what else I've been doing? Well, I've been eating quite a lot of these KFC crisps, but other than that, I've been spending a lot of time in Virtual Desktop. For those of you that don't know what Virtual Desktop is, it's an application that if you've got a decent PC or even a reasonable PC, you can go on via the cable and come out of the standalone headset into a linked version, or actually a wireless version with a Wi-Fi 6 router or a decent 5 gigahertz router. What this enables you to do then is to run lots of things inside the headset from the laptop. Now, this is one of the Virtual Desktop's environments. This is a cinema that's in there, and I can then do anything in here in this auditorium that I can on my laptop. So of course I've got the PlayStation app, the PlayStation Share app. So I just started running GTA inside there, and as well as playing a lot of the old 8-bit classic games on Steam. This was just me testing out what the latency was like, and it was pretty good. So you can remote your screen from your PS4 or PS5 to the laptop, and then from the laptop into the Quest headset and play all your games in all sorts of different environments. Let's switch environments, so just show you another one. This is like a little home cinema. Running Destiny inside here. I was loving this. You can't really see how good this is on a 2D screen. I'm literally in this. I feel like I'm sat inside a virtual room with all my kit and my PlayStation playing on an absolutely huge screen. Again, for stuff like this, you're going to want to have something like an i7 processor, at least 8 gig of RAM, and a fairly robust graphics card. And then, this is just playing normal games. If you want to do some of the more intense VR games, which I do, I like to play things like Half-Life Alyx and some of the more VR intense games. You can actually get a decent spec gaming laptop or actual PC and do proper VR inside these headsets, the full fat version. But yeah, as you can see, this is running on Virtual Desktop. There was virtually no lag. I did find when I was playing a little bit of Crucible, I found that it did affect me ever so slightly, but I think that's more to do with the PS Share rather than the actual Virtual Desktop in the headset. This is me changing environments now, so this time, 2 different views of the apartment. Destiny's now running on the screens. I've switched it to nighttime, and you just feel like you're sat on your couch or sat at your desktop. You can just move around this apartment and look at different types of screens, get a different sort of playing experience. It's just so cool. If you're even remotely a nerd or a geek, you'll absolutely love this kind of stuff. So I pulled my Sparrow out to see what the handling was like. Had a little bit of a race around the Cosmodrome, and the handling was pretty good. I must mention as well, the graphics in here are really sharp. I'm zoomed in on this screen. It's at least 1080. Obviously the Quest is a 4K headset, but it's about 2K per eye. But yeah, there's just no substitute for being in like all these awesome environments that you can choose. If you do this in big screen cinema, you can actually have people sat there watching you too. If you're wondering how I'm actually controlling this, I have paired up an Xbox One controller to the laptop. So Again, sat inside my headset, I've got noise cancelling headphones on, the Quest is on my eyes, and the Xbox One controller is in my hand. You can also plug in your PlayStation controller or the Stadia controller, all three work. But yeah, if that's not reason enough to get a Quest, I don't know what is. So moving on now, big screen cinema, one of my favourite places to spend time in VR. This is some footage of me just jamming with various people. Got a bit of Kid Funkadelic on the screen, and let's just say I was a little intoxicated. Different people coming in and out of my personal room, and I was able to just control whatever was on the screen, so I can just watch music videos, films, Netflix, whatever. Murder Burger gaming videos. I'm actually going to do a separate video on big screen cinema. This is just a little look at the air guitar that I decided to do, but big screen's one of my favourite places to spend time, so I think it deserves its own video, and I've done a small intro to that in the past. I think now we're trying to get more people in our group onto the Quest. I'm going to start selling it hard, so watch this space for more stuff to come up on big screen cinema. An alternative to big screen cinema is the Skybox VR player. So this is more of a personal theatre, a little bit like the other two, but you just watch movies in here at really high quality. So the appeal of this again is different environments. You know, you control what's on the screen. Here I am sat in an international type space station, orbiting Jupiter. Grand piano behind me. It's just magic. It really is. So moving on, I'm just going to go back to virtual desktop again for a second, and we're going to finish on this with a recent advent of sort of Zoom and Google Meetings. This was my geekiest moment this year and absolutely blew my mind. So what you're seeing here is me and my family, my missus and her brother-in-law in another country. Missus downstairs, brother-in-law and his girlfriend in another country on Google Meetings. I'm inside virtual desktop in a virtual office. They can see me on my webcam, which is connected to my PC, and my friend Dom actually rings me on Zoom. So I open up Zoom. So I've got Zoom and Google Meetings running inside my headset. They can see him because I'm actually mirroring my screen back to them. Sound complicated? That's because it is a little, and it's took me a while to sort of get my head around how that setup works. But you know, I was actually just showing my holiday pictures, as you do, any of you that have used Zoom or Google Meetings, and because it came up on a separate app, they could all sort of see each other, and the resolution is just as good as my laptop screen in here. So yeah, virtual desktop, Zoom, Google Meetings, just incredible. So I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Going to put up separate videos on all the rest of the stuff. If you did, please remember to like and subscribe. See you in the next one.